me dey kan catch mo amohwe mo amutien o radio so say Dr. George Domfe a development economist, research fellow at the University of Ghana. Watnase. Sounds so and lawyer Sammi Awuku. Oh, sir. Oh, nice.
Congratulations.
No, I'm friend. It is Sammi Awuku Esquire and Ononso Ababaka in Sawa. He manages the campaign of Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Ono also pre say NPP for work Equapim North and Twabamano. Na omeye parliamentary candidate for the party. Equapim North. Here pa. 100%.
Referendum. At least me bomb there's a cost.
Equapim North.
Say delegates, I'm not doing to me in Coburn Chrome.
Sure.
But my bumpire say, almost no, the doctor, a beton send me na Omadom.
But this report of Sika, Menye Sika, Mento, Misika, Bayusa, and all of that, when would we go for an internal poll, say, Yente Sikasem? Sammi.
Oh, okay. Nedi kai mamencha omo share o videos. And your mom mutie so on my videos.
Sure.
Because I'm saying they're more yet twin.
Baby,
they're above the radio. And then I feel also more share online.
Yes.
Maybe I said, and I noticed why we are tasked with Jina. As a mini buy, so why ready for either show up or show down. Now, say question I'll be saying. Almost all the major political parties and even the smaller ones. Manuel seminar, akwa say courtesy and conventions say nipa ni be shira obi shia wo kwan mu uton won sem na de mano o de to na commerce na okwa yinsu a e bia atimi gya na kwan se ma sensu ya no ano bia ma pe eduane kakra so ade be kan wa ana se went me anya mu bia kakra wa de man se o we na wo ko na odu kwan so na esukom de wa o de atonso no de menyi ni se eye bone na imo mekoye sika dosu po a and it raises issues of say deliberately who use Sikasem to influence the decision of the voter. Me tiesika mabobo ya me mo me fa mani hu bi. Ba me tiesika mabobo mo 300 cedis ne for say sa pa na tie dia na NPP addition mo di omhuni. Because now in that case no enye sika kese obi be ka say ya ma obi 2000 and 5000 and saint na no one ba no akwakoto. But say 300 ne 400 there. Me how many nka sabe odi rejo mo avia na adbeto kra na besa na we no so share the ability to raise funds of this candidate for a mass election o share Dr. Bawumia say ya o launch an app do no also contribute to the supporting me won say can so your fundraising activities if you are manone if you are Ghana also to push that o share Dr. Free Akoto ene onabo adai ni mo a me sure so ni omodie no so mo ye. For us, we prioritize your campaign in such a way, say you do region Bianoa, you do constituency Bianoa. We rolled out our campaign in such a way, so it will be a sebe or pretty guest house. To make us where the Muduha, Mona Hanumpu free. It's me do constituencies in the woman where do anima so no free. Nina a form of support on the Boa campaign. And some of the regions also came together, irresist Kakaka to support Dr. Bawumia in the campaign. And I can tell you for a fact that for us, the regions decided to respond. Some was also on their own. They two and they said, "Na basi ye boamo, and they see supported transport near there." Yes, so you person be able to see kakesi. It be an hour or day with me a boa nipano. Then we create kakesi. Obi be fadwen say as all they talk about.
But so party now, so the national party now.
So
Emma delegates, we hear 50 cities for
that's
transportation.
Right. But the party was clear, say
yes,
and yes sufficient, but a support.
A support.
That's right.
In the party itself expected say candidates need to be to
be party ne dey ono ankasa. Na no can say yes sufficient, a support. Na sebe party anu aduane ama delegate. But we do constituencies omo aye anu anu aduane to support themselves. Into a supporter parties also the boa on the job. Say Mokwe, mo so ba say bia mo ko kire mo na nsuo ana bibia mutimi
into by what you said, not to say you would reject the notion, say these are monies being paid to induce voters to vote in a particular way. Or reject,
I reject that claim because this is not money that can be paid to induce a voter.
400 cedis elsewhere, good money.
Let me say, so that amount, second, it's your 300 cedis.
Yes.
It won't be enough to induce a voter. So
how do you
advise it? You have 400. No, it won't be because Nipan every day, Jumo Yema party. The NPP sign, posters or ye at the Boa party, or call outdoor in the Boa party, or quite sorry could name the Boa party. It's our outdoor Woma party. Na emomuno sebe predia san sebe nyado sebe biem so obetu mrika na se ne wona nim ne hwehwe enye se be fia tontia na emomu so se na efese ne honkogo boa ye boa de apia ne se ne be ya nipa no odu ekwan bi so pokra na bibia hia no na bi o kai se o ebia obi ema me 100 and obi crash me 400 so bidu be na bia me hu ade a me kondo pokra no a e ya hyenso de a me de to aso I don't think new. Na emomuno if ekoya ade a eye kese then it can raise these questions. However, let me be fair to the candidates. They raise funds to support their campaign. I've given you how some of them no you will be a benefit. Yeah, we never benefited from whether a DC or a regional minister. No. We dealt more with the party at the very base in the constituency. The constituency bit make catch us how they would do. There will be a boy a party or some men done honey free. So ben we do an enamamo free. So be obe boa money insure. These are things we've welcomed. They are near San Senium and Nasia Krata, as also the other ones. My
mamma dog came remember Messan Swaba or Sammi Awuku and Sanano. A coverage of the NPP National Delegate Conference no, is sponsored by the Fearsome 3 Hepa Plus Mixture, Pavi, and a Plus Mox. Nina a free Ebenage Herbal Center and a Basanso and a Kingdom Herbal and a Kingdom Home Estate. And so, boy, near the coverage. I'll tell you more about them. Bansano Doc, what do you think monetization in our politics? It sounded like a broken record because election be a course where we report Sika, Manfui, Tria, and all of that.
The NDC, the economy, will be Cheska or Castle. I'm a coffee by no, I do. And this is the Biana, be Cheska or Castle, no say media, no bones. Who's on your money video?
And not on your own.
No. A vulgar display of opulence.
Now, Obi, the name said Samia to say almost a month because of Scanoa. Because Sammi Awuku can say, a support, Sky, they support it. But Nippon and Tiasi and saying, or say, it's a. It's meant to about.
There's not any panel. Then going forward, no, you share album no more. That party, not said yeah, I say oh yeah, to be part of the decision-making process. What Genevieve be so the good party no movie. See, no, as a party, no so no mla. It's no what trans Eddie because he Antoine a police station executive on the basis say o the Baba Jessica. Who by years and be the best party ni mo kena. Ye ni aye dwumadin wom. Na emmo no democracy na ye grow no. Sabi nipa no say Ken on the omuka. Dr. Bawumia ndi omuka. Akoto afie ni omuka. Adani mo ni omuka. Na party na Abuja. Omanyen na Abuja. Na afra de hye. So wonya aboaje nkwa utime baby. Ti wa ba na wo ye party esi ahene, etu ahene na edu a decision making time. Na obi ama so we de ya afa to nsu wo si so. Na 77 producer nipa na ne ko contract. Ebi why?
Na say nan ka hu hia mpo se mo de beba because
and ka say na ye fefe na efe.
Fefe na efe enham because en ka wo say ya to awie yeji e na wo fa ba bi ti se bodi a omuda so gina ho ye nto obi aso anhye mo se mu nkotua sika no ye bo modern si ebe yi sika
the good news is that so what can we next time no bodi no bi amfa bi ahwe nko se mo abo bodi na mo abo hen so de
ye di ka ho
ye jere ye pro east to say pro east na so mo so de abeda na so mo next time no obi ankoche wade no
omodoso
tu no wagba che
wo awutua no ene ne e wo gye no kani na
we no enye bribe we no all the parties and to say wo born toy ade a wo pagya wo ntumi ne eboni choboy what you say I said this live coverage of the NPP Presidential Primary is sponsored by me say Woka
sure
because we this mo kwa ma wo de no ntumi pagya ntina aboafo mo awo na fa saa information ene adwuma wo ye enko Ghana afanen na nanka ebon se nko bi to nsu amawa se nye contrajo ebiwa doc anya some the man no na fa ho na no kra na me ka cho me say na me feel ade na eti te say me do constituency bi anopa o executives and police station for na to bo ma jom de ayemu dokono any still etwa ti etwa mu se na so mo de no ade o mo ade ye no mu yo makoto o maba sa odo no na we want to see across and you say you are making money a determining factor and sana wakoto aba in a decision making process. I don't think that's fair.
Doc, how do we end Sadia in our politics? Possible being realistic.
Many of them, many of us, na menchia ona oheni ona uti na mema Sammi congratulations.
No.
Yeah, I saw the picture.
Don't give me power.
Sammi Awuku
Esquire.
Told me my boss ba and then my mom secret back. Be do the dog na na mo discuss ye chemu say. Be ma me lecture no. Ti ya na be say pocket book no. Na se no so bet na ho. No ma bo na de no ho da ro no de ma no afa. Ko me nya economist no ye mu bia. Na ja obo abo ye cheche mu bia.
Yo minyarema okase na ame ubusa na say amenka say ha adwin kakra say ame yen democracy na gradually be ye money crash wo hwe 1992 no ba na emu bi na yesu kakra but that no we me form 5 at least I was a bit conscious of myself me hu niam kakra me hu sa niam we bi say obi koto aba na sa temedubo ahe na oba na amamfo di na chi na so wo baby ani pakro wo firi na meti bichem to bi betimi akọ afiri kosu bichem kosu na wonam fom oba behwe edubo an ene so de se ba se obi betu anamon bi opese do baby a no e de yitwa ne ka ase ya ase ne ma na nsen bi na mi follow ne ma bi pa efa yen DC ne MCs ne ade se president nyabu ne diri se pe na assembly members na de o mo aba that be mo bo aba
oh okay
when tua they would never
enkoso
seriously na ekoesa ne so no so baby o ebo no me bo kirewa aha asema baba enye ntiminka ye di akire pa akese na uji ni skese no so bebe ye DC na uvi ska never na o fa de ma ese ame wa endorse say omra mi wia
sure
so what anya sa obede no nya kwa akutia nti se de city bia se de nka me bra kan nka efe se mo ba kom de mo ye ma mo kakra but no me pen cars ke ye incan food nisro nka mo ba na nka dokuni mo aye siwo
otu abawia no wakodi na
mo nyina mo twesi na mo di kra nka efe ana se nka ka esi ho to wi ana ka na do mo ne nam na edo bia kwesi ni fi if you say I'm going forward so mo yes no be better sika tuan kakra ba mu a ese ne ma bebre ema ne ma enye fendi ho kakra ne
because o hwe no Sammi Awuku said say enye sika eso o hwe no for an individual 400 cedis it might look small 400 cedis times 200,000 delegates that's really big money.
And I get 300 times 200
times 200,000. That's also big.
So anything I'm saying, the candidates in elsewhere, if you are aspiring to be president of a country, you must be resourceful. Not necessarily having the resources, but your ability to attract and appeal to people. So and elsewhere it is done. You raise funds to finance your campaign. The only time I think the challenge is the political party funding. And when the mra eda ho back na yi mu na ha no e bibre mu ha no crofort 10 no de aboa parties unlike Europe and in North America because once obe support no declare how much they are supporting the party but I heard you say obi e de bibi beboa NPP na je say obi adwuma no ya market ti dan kwa ma bia na NPP ni so na foforo na e ba because we no onka say oh papers mu no tu ama we ti no na ma sa abro no ti ma na ye den for people to openly support. But in the dark, they support both parties. And even in Kumane County.
Yes. 1992, Albert Edubuahin won the primaries to become flag bearer. Only 60% of the valid vote cast. That's 1992. Oshe, the year 1996. President J.A. Kufuor also won. Now, he won, okay, into 98. Fantastic. In 1996, Kufuor won with 51.99% of the valid vote cast. Osha 1998, Kufuor won with 64.60% of the valid vote cast. And also, it was Sunyane. Come to 2007. In fact, Kufuor winning in 98, he went on to win the presidency in 2000. And in 2004, Oko unopposed into Ubia and contested for the flag bearership slot in 2004. 2007, Nana Danko Akufo-Addo winning with 47.97%. Inti when Timian crossed 50.1, I was on Moko second. Alan Chematin stepped down, and a man Nana Danko Akufo-Addo go through. And I think Osha percentage Amabubonyana way Nana Isra in 2007. The next one, Omunya, something of this sort, was in 2010. 2010, another Danko Akufo-Addo winning with 78.89%. 2014, 94.35%. And 2023. Sammy, looking at the trend, more targets,
well, born to her. The campaign is called 276 constituencies. Dr. Baumia interacted with in excess of 208,000 people on your Machuchenko.
Yes.
This is a very mass election. And it's an election that the winner, no, you should have this national appeal. Yes, somewhere there to no. Jebu in the next 1 hour. Yeah, the sound come on baby.
Sure.
Na you do the counting time. Yeah, Susie say Juma yaye. The bompa is a delegate, see a near 2 and 4. Rebecca ye bread. Now the mania to doctor so no modern boy wabo, the sacrifice, the loyalty to the party, and the sound come on between 75 and 80%.
More target is 75 or 80%?
To 80%.
To 80%.
Yeah, she said, a Juma yaye, any polls ayaye, any research ayaye. Say, and then yaye na betalia,
It is 75 to 80%. That would be at least 8 out of every 10 delegates. You expect some better Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. 8 out of every 10.
Yes, and easy. Until I slogan said it is possible.
but again, I mean, say,
will be enough form.
Yeah, I can see that. But so Otiminya, even 80%, the comparison would start between him and what Mahama got for the NDC.
Now, what was
Mahama got almost
contest?
What's it?
The contest there, the mayor. Only one mayor.
Oh,
no competition there, then one.
Former mayor. Yes, former mayor Kumasi.
Omutupe.
Omutu.
Na mayor of our John a year campaign bresa. 2 weeks.
So during the campaign, not doctor before.
Doctor do was say, needing cry, you ballot book, my album, Tia, no, say, I grown yes, I say, cry no. The mafia, no, the video bad thing, Genema Bema. So, also here, I say, on the finance minister paying, or here in a calculation, was one here, the 6 better than the 9, not paying the baby time. But that is not even the cracks of the matter. What should the composition of the for a contest? The first 10,
yes,
I son so I do 4 now. These are very well rooted party stalwarts, very well rooted. It be more the members of parliament.
Yes,
it be a members of parliament. It be a founding members of the party. It be a governor, a deputy governor,
sure,
and a running mate or vice president, be a energy minister. Be the agricultural minister, be the trade minister, be the general secretary of the party. So we share the team. You could see that this was a very tough race. Sana mimi huno. But they compare the race between president and mayor. We know, for me, that's more.
But when you know, I mean, talking about the credential of Nkofo, I stand. I've heard people also say, for the first time, it seems what the NPP delegates are presented with, as a quality, you've heard that narrative.
And you say, be more, me Professor Kobi Mensah.
Yes.
I know a consultant for Honorable Alan Martin. I had
Kobi Mensah.
Yes, me and a mini penny. Even lecturer, marketing consultant. But yeah, let's be fair. Koya, there's mobile and fan. I say, well, your criteria and your analysis, no, you got it wrong. Because with that pool of experience and the candidates that you even push could not even secure number 2 slots. And in fact, the gap between Ono and the eventual winner was very wide. That notwithstanding, I reject Kobi Mensah's claims because the reason I may narrow down to Professor Kobi Mensah is that he made that statement on PM Express when I was a panelist on Wednesday evening. And I said, so if you look at the array of stars, their credentials, the things I've mentioned, how rooted they are in the party, in terms of the public discourse, how they've contributed towards the public discourse, and then the shaping of our democracy, your policy. I mean, they cannot tell me, say, Honorable Alan Martin, that Professor Kobi Mensah was managing or as a consultant for, was a weak candidate being presented to the NPP. You cannot tell me that the Honorable Boakye Jarko, former Vice President of the Bank of New York, a former energy minister, former campaign manager of a presidential candidate, and former head of policy of our presidential campaign, was a weak candidate. You cannot tell me the Honorable Dr. Ifriya Kuto, almost well-rooted in the party, coming from a family, they were key in the foundation of the UP tradition. Now, the catcher me say, Onono as an agriculturalist by training and by profession, Onono as member of parliament, being part of our party's manifesto build-up and committee. Onono leading the government's charge in the agricultural sector, was a weak candidate being presented. If you take the engineer Kwabena Ejeye Japan, he's been press secretary to President Kufuor before. He's been part of the foundation of our 1992. It's a party, not a young boy, with Dimu Secretary General of the party. You cannot tell me Kwabena is a weak product. You cannot tell me somebody who has been deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana. He's been a development economist. He's been a lecturer. The man has also been part of our policy making of our party, been 4 times running mate, 2 times vice president, or a weak candidate being presented to the people. You talk of the Honorable Engineer Francis Adainimo, who has been a member of parliament, a solid engineer by profession, was an astute lawmaker, and a solid brand of our party. The president is a weak candidate. You cannot tell me same. So far, will be the Honorable Alan Martin, who has been a trade minister multiple times, has been part of the Young Executive Forum for our party. He's been part of the narrative, leading our industrialization agenda. See, that analysis now, Emma, you need to compare that to something.
Yes.
Just oppose that with what the NDC presented. 2. Now, the 3 on the core, their election. In terms of the numbers, we outweigh them.
Yeah.
In terms of the quality, you can say that the individual brilliance, more just equal as ours. Just a young conference credentials, a bit more as saying that. So the analysis now, you need to make the analysis and must be based and developed and brewed in a certain context.
But I will compare even within the NPP and Doc. Sawokra 92 omu ejinaye Edubuahin, Jani Selby, J. Kofor, Dr. Safuedu, J. Addison, John Kwame Kodua, 96 J. Kofor, Edubuahin, J.H. Mensah, John Soforiata, Dr. Kwame Safo Ado.
Safuedu.
Yes, Safuedu, good. 98 J. Kofor, Nana Akufo-Addo, Kofi Konadu Apreku, Kwame Kodua, Alhaji Malik Alhassan Yakubu, Joseph Henry Mensah, that's J.H. Mensah. Over 2007, that was when NPP parody the Galacticos, Nana Akufo-Addo, Alan Martin, Aliyu Mahama, Osafo Mafu, Kwekubo Chedan, Papo Uswa Nkoma, Hackman Uswa Jeman, Kwame Adokofo, Mike Eronokwe, Obichebe Lamte, Konadu Apreku, Kwabena Frimpong Boateng, Boachiche Martin Jakon, Felix Owusu Japan, Kwabena J Japan, Bafo Eje Bewa, Kwabena Arthur Kennedy. Over 2010, Nana Akufo-Addo, John Alan Martin, Isaac Osei, Kwabena Frimpong Boateng, lawyer John Kwame Kodua, and at 2014, Nanado Alan Martin, Francis Adey Nemo. 2023, Baumia, Kenne Japan, Dr. Kutu Efriye, engineer Adenemo. Do you share the opinion, say, as this line of people are standing this year, no, and they are largely weak candidates?
Okay, answer na meba horanka. Uma me kwa kakama say the submission en komodie na se. Kama so me to menu to kakra for the likely winner hona.
Okay.
I mean that's how, that's how I say myself.
Very well. No problem.
Yeah, thank you very much. My main say you share said the I can see in city na the obewin you know medical Canada say Dr. Baumia leading.
Okay.
The my who say no. Now me patcho me can say no. Ya na sometimes utu anu to cancer bia I can see biba.
Sure.
In the past me say na all win here. Then nipa bi won cha no ma fa ne say akwa say de ye twa usika bi na say wo nipa na fenti na de am cancer. This is based on scientific research
scientific research at University of Ghana, and I one kasa personally.
Sometimes me can say University of Ghana, many political science departments so
IAB very well.
And I'm also as individual my
That's how.
In fact,
the last time you had been.
In fact, my last survey ended this Sunday.
This Sunday.
This Sunday.
Okay.
But na national. This year ankasa me national. But my year bebe makumaku.
Okay.
My main can say national no. It shall say 2017. Mene nipa miunu ekame ho. Professor Eli Dusedu.
Okay.
Yeah, the
current. It's one head of department.
Exactly.
Political science.
And Dr. Ozumensa.
Okay.
You sound for me and say
okay.
What is it? What research? I mean, we work together. Yana, I mean, more of a quantitative.
Sure.
Now, almost in a typical in me analysis na no also the political in account na the tour bibia design indeed adebe chiama ya to aba me ba mo hey esa ko UTV
sure
I'm 2020 I can say now do be 51%. Now the difference between the two candidates will be 520,000 you na 522.
Okay
yeah enti ye kasi ye can move say yeah na ye pa na ma men kan say ye sha say ye no na ye di omu old register bi na ye.
Okay.
Saturday ya hwese bia nka ekobase bia na do bibi ntina nka 2020 no nko a wana nka na ebeko. Ti dina na ame obubobo bi ye de yewura ame krodo apraku na yanya ne dinse obetimi aba.
Okay.
Ame boche jako papa ya na ame otakra dia na say second lawyer
Jogati ana.
Jogati.
Ezale no onso na ne din ewo mu pa na yewura baumia. Certain the Nera can my na and era Alancha Martin. Now consistently no your survey be and Nera I mean Baumia enya
75%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now 25 now I can. Say ne Alanya 21 na ebi omomaka ne bi anyinya 11 na de beche no obewuna Alan e ko be 15. Say Alan ko 15 na a certain 5% bi almost say omunya make decision.
Okay.
Na still la Europe Baumia 75 no na eda ho. Nti ye could do the year 2020 ne hu say won crofo 25% bi a we ye dai. Omo pe Baumia. Na sa 20 I mean sa 25 no it can go to any other person.
Any other person. Okay.
Onye Baumia na Baumia na de okuta 25.
Okay.
Cuz
na 75.
Sorry, did I say 25?
Okay.
I mean 75. Ti sana omukofa new voter register no omo ye ne sene sanity there be test eno so ahwe na no yehu ye no about 56% of the people no ye new people na
omu ni old one.
Exactly.
Okay.
Enti omo the dynamics bi buy dynamics no omo the buy no amoa yura Alancha Martin na o hwe omo age na those who were 35 and below no omo ye far more than those who were I mean above
35 and above.
It is sanity there na yewura Alancha Martin sankrofo no de omu nimu no intimetama about ebekosi on nimpanyimfo na no mo ben ba ko ba mo ma me de netena se me pa anka menko na senka obeti ma sama ko kan kire na say ne because nipa no more than half no omu ye nkoda tama na yese Alancash 2007 2018
now most of them
were not politically conscious
10 years 9 years
and unfortunately for many opinion unso onye obi a oye didi
sure
to obeye fina sorry trade minister nyina na ye ntenenka onye TV person onye media person on tankasa ti yente won kasa no udin no say ubusa say who was trade minister kra during an adult first time I obi nipa ye be ubebusa nipa be 100 na mu be 80 omu enti na udina referee system no I don't know so person we pass sometimes negativity crowd to him we no stay in now who dey yente positive yente negative you were out of the system enti aba omogoko tu yi anye yenwa kra say ekoba say denti
super delegate
ya mana anye yenwa ne say 2 August last year no Yoruba omia e drop here say satin na sidi no asha say nya trouble bi ma
sure
mo she bi aba
sure
nti o drop by 69% yeah o drop by 69% na era akompreko ono so e de ne ho abedom I can see no ma wanya be 5 months it is enche
okay
ti hu yan se ono enya 5% na era alan eso enenam watie fi 15 na no no
okay
e ko 10
okay
ti ekeka bo mu na still ya se enya a certain 25 bi yeah almost still almost ompe at era about me so as a but we share omo aka na undecided no adults say akwese na nti woni hu se sankofu we no omu se ya change the new voter register na yejuma de nanso so bia e be 4-5% ne nanka enye economy ya omo hu se ne ma ya hihia ke bia nanka ombeko yira ba omi but sankofu de de na omo wo alan ho na ni omo no old one na am yerite ni omo no de ye hu se still omo pa alan de no mo pe na ye wie na alan so tiko your last survey was August last year alan so tiko sa no na abeye interesting say yenhwe kena oba mu nche obenya 5% no onya ne hene
okay
ye check here no ken nipa na 5% no oji free alan nti hono na ma am a report na dey we made it clear say alan Crawford no most of them are likely to follow ken enti ken ne alan no almost share the same constituency. So 25 bi na as persistently omumpe say Yoruba muya be di enim. Oma na omu nenam ha kwa. Enti sabre no. Odi me hwe this year say me kan me nye national survey. But the name man said that en change pa de be change kakra ne say Yoruba muya 69 na unya na August no. This time he's going to get more than that because my a lot of constituencies I'm a man who say
okay
so constituencies no me they compare August na as o appreciate it
okay
it is a cost road there it say I'm national obetimi enya more than that
look my home so meba ma what details of the research so say a campaign manager timi call ekotoa na djuma so ntimema no concluding remarks na yama no eja ye hokọ na me ne wo etimi atoa research no so the campaign manager finally 12 minutes after 1 and in less than 1 hour time no voting will come to an end na ya shase kan idu free am jiza wo ko Accra Sports Stadium and I will call
if you say I'm a co-joining candidate and first to monitor the close of polls na I feel also it's me observe as the counting begins and then how the vote will be trickling in. We have a setup by a quality result.
More
internal. Yes, because all kwabatwa and then you declare my so say year bobo amount and then you know so I can tell you all our agents they've been equipped to make sure say in your county and whatever is declared there they also transmit it to our setup a system for us to be able to see the results and then the electoral commission the party we are set up now. All our things are in place. In less than an hour, the candidates will begin to then monitor the results coming. And then Yamaya Domwa, Mama said, a Bobe no Naya, New Dean Kunimno, Yebe Pijanensa, Electoral Commission. Na Nini announces Ababe cannot see. Abanaya nane to time, no the attention anymore. If you go near kind one.
Almost sorted ballot no.
Hono na as a utmi jai. Because as Udish. But basically, we believe it's still one thing that the politicians have to go through in their cycle: the voting, the counting, the declaration. That makes you a politician.
O candidate watro ni speech
every candidate biano. Our for way home. If for more good strategists and managers advisors will be actually
two speeches,
one concession
and one victory
speech. Oh, in that is a one oko military, oko army. Nyama was signing where a friend say, well, armed forces well. Nyama was signing well. And I said once here, and I said, I don't know kono. Yenko kunwe. But I'm making sure that those such a crack as in case there won't be battlefield amount. But almost all the candidates all over the world now. You do say it's a presidential primary. You write a victory speech, you write a concession speech. In a general election, so they say. That's why for you know foul you know. Until victory, they are not far. One friend, no, they are as your motto. And the call, me wako kind. So you victory, you know that back on the account now. No share anymore. I know she did.
Also take a car offer.
Now they know. Now politicians, a work could draw. I mammy promise myself. Or quite about one poker na year. It's a surgeon at home now make you pledge for support to me. Now, that was what made me admire politicians. Obi, the more media funded, yeah, now we are a baby. Much you short video. Me a grew nipa. Sa, to say what national officers election, what call a constituency election. Sa, na mono, mume jene mubida. Then be a look more filming, na more cock tea beckham. Na ya na media for no one be contest be near the deal almost arrest some whole from. So there's an omudimi number back to radio. Busana say mood na but young kwana munya no so with the shoes on another foot in the but in fact on a more serious note, all the candidates I wish them the best of luck.
Very well.
And I wish Dr. Bawumia success after 2 p.m.
No more Makandi, you wish them luck.
The best of luck.
But not success.
Not success. I can't wish them success at the expense of my candidate.
Sammi Awuku, Esquire. And campaign manager for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Sammi, that's we wish you well as well. Why?
And I will hope to connect.
Very necessary.
Somehow catch you on the flip side inside the capital.
Very necessary.
Dog, I appreciate.
Yebeko Kaswa.